I've been watching the sky since I was a kid, and that was not an airplane, it was not an helicopter, it was a genuine unidentified flying object. There was not a sound. It was the weirdest shape I've ever seen. If it was a stealth plane, you'd have engine noise. It looked like a stealth plane. It was bizarre. Guys, for the video, I'm just recording overhead light in the sky. Sorry, I lost it. It's 12:20 Wednesday. Where I live in Wales, just out of the view of this window, is a place called Power Station Hill. Well, I had a message saying that these beings, whatever they are that's communicating with us, we're still not sure, this Council of 12 saying, they say yes, as you can see. That object you can see right there, I have just watched come up from that viewpoint where the lights are, up into the night sky over there, and it is just hovering there. You're going to see a military helicopter circling, flying round, and it had, I've never seen anything like it. If any of you guys know what it is, you know, one side was a red light, the other side was a green light, and somewhere in the middle was a white light. It flew around this area, and we were filming it because it was just acting very odd. It wasn't a police helicopter, I believe it was a military helicopter. It looked like a military helicopter, and something flew past it. Oh wow, oh wow. Oh wow. Since 2013, we have been given messages from the spirit world through psychic communication, dreams, and personal experiences, which have been validated through numerous paranormal sessions.
My brother Jonathan
and a group known as the Council of 12 have given us predictions, guidance, and information surrounding everything from ufology, spirituality, to politics, and ancient history, all of which we have investigated to the best of our ability. Throughout this quest, your contribution has been vital to our work. So if you find this video useful, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, join the conversation in the comment section below. You are the ones that help us along this journey. We are so grateful for everything you have given us. So join us on our quest into the cutting edge of research, and welcome to the Paranormal Now investigations. Alright peeps, in this video you're going to see some of the strange plane activity that's been happening over South Wales. Gari Jones, the investigator, was doing some research on it. Now, I believe it was 2017, 2018, there was a plane flying around South Wales, and this thing landed twice, and it was using a new form of spraying, and it was basically something to do with cloud seeding, and they were testing it. It was supposed to be sprayed over the sea, but no, they decided to fly up and down the South Wales valleys for an entire day, spraying. Now you get landing patterns, okay, where planes taxi in the air before they can come down and land. But these planes you'll see, Cardiff Airport isn't actually open, and you'll see the description of the planes. And I firmly believe, and I believe Gary is of the same mind, that they are monitoring something, and they are keeping an eye. Personally, I think it's EMFs. I think before these things turn up, there is a massive surge in EMF, which is electromagnetic field, and they are trying to thwart whatever these things are coming into our awareness. And one of the things we talked about on the show was, are they friend or foe? Looking at what our government has been up to, and looking at some of the corruption and the lies, I'm going to say they're friends. These ETs, these beings, whatever they are friends, and we're the foe.
This was a couple of days ago, just last week. This is one of the radar websites you can go on. This plane here, that's its registration there, look. GOSFL, that's the make and model. That's sort of like its call sign, or how you can actually find it another way. But what it is, the reason why I put this out there to begin with is if anyone has ever looked at the Pentyrch incident before, what you'll know is that I always take an interest in any kind of plane that flies in a really strange and peculiar pattern. And what's interesting is where this one is doing these sort of like back and forth overlaps, kind of like flights, isn't it? Up and down, north, south. Is he's right in the area where he's over the sky of area where the Pentyrch incident actually took place. So I thought, well, okay, what's happening here then? Because there are other planes that were doing something similar. I'll make this more relevant as I go along. I just want to let people know that when you look at these planes and what they're for, you can see there, look, it is a private owner, but these planes, part of their duties is some kind of aerial surveillance or reconnaissance. You know, they are sent out by whoever wants them to go out to certain places and actually start circling the skies or scanning certain areas. Now, this may be just what many people may think, you know, just air surveillance, you know, doing ordnance surveys or something like that. But I really take an interest in this because, again, there was a story in the Wales Online. I don't know if I have the slide with me, but they asked this company, the one that owns this particular plane, you know, why are you circling around in these strange patterns, or why are you actually just flying around this way? They wouldn't comment on it. So when people don't comment, you know, obviously we got to ask why. You know, look, you know, this is the 14th of April, actually, so that was 2 weeks ago. Again, flying around in all these different patterns, look. And this is something that really got my interest. Now, I've had quite a number of people put out UFO sightings, and I thought maybe this was some connection to it. Now, this one was the 14th of April again, while some of those other planes were circling down Cardiff and up around here, look. Remember that private owner was up in the north? Well, this one here, look. I don't know if some people might recognize this, but this is ZZ418, I believe it's tail number, but it actually goes by the call sign Snake, but in this particular instance, it goes by Scar B48. Now, on Pentyrch incident time, he was actually a Snake 48, and as you can see here, look, not so clear here, but he's circling around, look, in a particular area, and that's near a reservoir, and that's right in the area where a lot of UFO activity has happened before. It's not too far from the old Berwyn Mountain case of 1974. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I've had a few people tell me that they saw some very interesting lights coming from this area not long after these planes have been circling. Now, I haven't written up any reports or anything yet because I'm just sort of getting ready for this. But it is interesting that when you go and look at sites that record sightings, especially around the UK, they've been happening in all these areas that I've been mapping out here. So it's very interesting, like, you know, I mean, give it a bit of time, you know, when I have a chance to go through it a bit more. But I'm willing to say that there's probably going to be some UFO activity in those areas And while the Wales Online articles and these companies will not divulge to us what they're doing there, it could just be they are looking around, you know. But, you know, why is it that way you're looking around? There's UFO activity, you know, and the military have had a habit of doing this in the past.
Well, it's been happening, as we were talking earlier, Guy, I mean, it's been happening where I live. And there's been helicopters and the big, well, we saw it about 4 or 5 days ago. I believe when I posted it, because I sent you the information to you, I said, "God, this plane." I couldn't think of the name of it, but it's the one with the big satellite on the top.
Yeah, the E3 Sentry.
Yeah, that flew across just at eye line. It is a ginormous plane.
Oh, it's very big.
It's amazing. And it went across, and because of the size of it, it didn't look like. But the helicopter activity we've had out, Jan, every time this certain helicopter comes over, our internet's been cutting off. And, you know, it's bizarre. I don't know what to make of it. It's
a bit strange indeed, because I don't know about the helicopter, but I know the E3 Sentry can, well, if it wants to, it can interfere with electronic communications of all kinds, you know, like internet, Wi-Fi, telephone, mobile phone. You know, it can interfere with television transmissions if it wants. I mean, it's got all those capabilities, though it wouldn't have any particular reason to use them unless, you know. I mean, I saw that video you sent with a strange helicopter, with a helicopter with a strange light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a look at that myself, and I'm going to probably do a bit of an interesting, more detailed report on that one in the future, because I do feel that you may have actually captured one of those things that came from Pentyrch in 2016, because since that time, quite a few people have sent me reports, and they've sent me a few pictures, and I'm like, well, that's a bit interesting. That's very, very unusual, because it's almost as if, you know, you're seeing something that has been more widespread in the Llantrisant, Pentyrch areas ever since that day.